video, I'm going to show you 10 habits that classy, elegant, and well-mannered women practice every day. Hi, how are you? I'm Juliana Santiago, co-founder of Institute of Etiquette and Protocol, the Institute of Etiquette and Protocol, and a specialist and etiquette consultant. And in this video, we're going to discuss a little more about what actually makes you more elegant. What habits are actually practiced by extremely elegant women? The good news I bring is that to be considered elegant, you don't need to have luxury clothes or designer brands. Unfortunately, some people still associate having, for example, a Louis Vuitton bag with being an elegant person. But that has nothing to do with it. One thing has no relation to the other. You can definitely be considered elegant while carrying a luxury bag from a brand like Louis Vuitton, but you can also be considered extremely elegant wearing clothes and bags that you bought downtown in your city, far from department stores. The brand of the bag you choose to use or the clothes you select has nothing to do with actually becoming elegant. There are some aspects and some secrets that elegant women use and practice every day so that they are seen as elegant people. The first habit is really being present. So, when an elegant woman leaves the house, whether it's to go to work, pick up her child from school, go to the mall, go to the gym in her building or a gym in her neighborhood, even a more commercial gym, she makes a point of being present in that situation. So in fact, she maintains good posture, good eye contact when talking to people. When she's sitting, she tries to maintain good posture when she's sitting. She doesn't get sloppy. If you observe, even royal women keep certain postures, especially when they're sitting, standing, or walking, which makes them be perceived in a positive way most of the time. Imagine, for example, a woman like Kate. She doesn't talk much, right? She doesn't speak much publicly, but she's often photographed. So how does she create charisma and a positive impression of who she is with everyone, not just in the United Kingdom, but also around the world? She uses some body language techniques that make her a charismatic person. So she's usually smiling, right? So when she walks, she smiles. This gives the impression of being a happier person, someone who is more present, who is really living in the moment, and all of this is connected to elegance. Another factor that we can observe through members of royalty and that teaches us a lot is the way they sit. For example, in the case of Kate or even the late Queen Elizabeth, we notice that they always sit with both feet on the floor or lightly crossed in front. This happens because when we as women choose to cross our legs for cardiovascular reasons, we can't keep our legs crossed for very long. So it's natural for us to want to change positions. It's not that changing positions is a problem, but we want to work on projecting a posture that's more secure, present, and self-confident the whole time. And moving your body when you're sitting shows a certain discomfort, and it also changes a bit how your body language is interpreted. And if we observe members of royalty, they always want to be interpreted in a positive and present way, even to be able to generate that charisma with the public. So they choose this way of sitting as a safer, more precise way, and they never lean their backs against the chair. Because depending on the chair's ergonomics, this can result in a completely sloppy posture. Of course, if you work for a long time in a corporate environment or even at home, leaning your back against the chair will be necessary, also for ergonomic reasons. But if you're going to a meeting, attending an event, or sitting at a table with other people, it's actually a good idea to move your back slightly away from the chair's backrest to appear more present, confident, and active in that situation. By using these techniques that we see princesses and queens using, we can notice how much these body language cues influence our interpretation and the way we are perceived by others. There's nothing wrong with incorporating this into our daily lives, as these people have trained for years. So yes, we can use these techniques that queens and princesses use in their daily lives, bringing them into our own lives as well, to have a more elegant presence and to be seen as a classy woman. I recommend doing this. It will help you greatly. So pay attention to your posture, your eye contact, the way you smile, and how often you smile as well. Remember that for a smile to be genuine and real, it can't be a smile like this, it doesn't have that slight narrowing of your eyes. Notice that when I smile like this, look, my eyes don't squint even a little bit. But when I really laugh, my eyes follow my smile. So practice this at home because it will help you a lot to have a more genuine projection of your best self as well. Another factor also related to the behavior of elegant women has to do with putting others first. The elegant woman promotes empathy through her actions. So not only does she try to be an empathetic person by considering other people's feelings and listening to what others have to say, but also through simple actions, for example. An elegant woman would never cut in line at the supermarket. An elegant woman would never cut in line at the lottery, at the movies, for example. An elegant woman would never park her car in a prohibited spot. An elegant woman will respect the rules of the place. She won't stay. For example, talking on the phone in the movie theater. All these standards of behavior that today we see as wow, it's something everyone should know and do, are often forgotten. And the elegant woman never forgets this because she remembers that some of her actions can indeed affect other people's experience, can affect other people's day, can even affect other people. So for example, you get in a priority line and there are other people there who are, in fact, within the context of priority. An elegant woman won't join a line if she doesn't fit in. Always consider others. In fact, for me, if there were one of the main etiquette rules, this would certainly be almost a guideline for you to have good manners every day, to always be within etiquette, to think about others, to consider others. If I do this, will it harm someone else? So it's important for us to stop and think about how our actions are in our daily lives. Punctuality is also a very strong behavioral trait that elegant women always practice. Here in our country, in Brazil, it's very common for people to arrive late. So for example, we throw a party at 1 p.m. and people arrive at 2 or 3, right? A long time after the scheduled time. This is very much related to our culture, but unfortunately, this is a habit we need to change. Nowadays, events, especially social events, are booked for a certain amount of time. So for example, someone pays for a buffet for 4, 5 or 6 hours and bigger parties can last 8 hours or even longer. But usually the standard number of hours booked for a buffet when the host hires it is 4 or 5 hours. So if you have an event scheduled for 1 p.m. but you arrive at 3, you've missed 2 hours of that event and you'll end up staying there for a very short time. So besides being bad for you because you won't really enjoy it, that experience, that opportunity to be in contact with other people, you'll also, in a way, send a message to the host that you don't really care about their event, that the event isn't very important to you. So pay attention to that, especially in corporate work situations. Punctuality becomes almost essential for a good business relationship or even a good relationship in the job market. When it comes to elegant women, we can't forget to talk about table manners. Nowadays, people end up forgetting the importance of learning how to hold cutlery, use a cloth napkin, and hold a glass properly. But many people, and I can say this as a professional in the field, only realize they don't know until they go through a situation that really makes them uncomfortable. When you are an elegant person, a person with class, someone who has good manners, it's natural for you to relate well with others. We need to understand that being elegant doesn't mean being stuck up or pretentious. It's about being someone who truly stands out from others, someone who is distinguished in society. It's someone who is charismatic, someone who is well liked by others. And because of that, the number and level of social events you attend is much higher. So from the moment you start attending more social events, you naturally begin to notice that you need to learn a bit more about table etiquette. And this factor is certainly something that elegant women master. So they know that you shouldn't eat with your mouth full, that you shouldn't pick your teeth, that we shouldn't use our cell phones at the table, and that we also shouldn't touch up our lipstick at the table. These are basic rules, aren't they? And even some slightly more advanced rules, let's put it that way, like how to hold your cutlery, where to place your cutlery during the meal, where to place your cutlery when you want to pause to talk about something, what you should do. So all of this and this knowledge will definitely set you apart. And this should be something basic that everyone should know. But it makes all the difference for you to be perceived as an elegant person. The first one is to have a healthier diet. It's not that eating a sandwich or having a dessert is
a mistake.
But it's important for us to notice that a healthier diet makes you feel more energetic, happier, and more cheerful. So that also reflects in the way you are. It reflects on your skin, it reflects on your hair. We often spend a lot of money, for example, on facial products, hair products at beauty salons. But have you ever stopped to think that if you drink water, it already makes all the difference in your body, that the process is kind of from the inside out? So it's inevitable for us to think that an elegant person cares about good nutrition and a good quality of life. So I put nutrition here, but it would be related to quality of life. And we need to understand that there's no point in spending thousands of reais on aesthetic procedures if we don't actually have the habit of eating well and drinking water. So pay attention to this, make it a habit in your life because it will make a difference for you. And another aspect that goes a little beyond behavior is the issue of information. An elegant woman, a classy woman, an educated woman, she is always well informed. So she seeks to stay informed about the latest events in her country, in society, and in the world. So, for example, the World Cup is happening, the Olympics. An elegant woman, she tries to understand a little more about that. She tries to learn about these events, where they're going to take place. Will your home country, in my case, for example, Brazil, be present? Will it participate? Why won't it participate? What happened that made Brazil not participate? So it's important for us to look for information in your city. What are the main events? Did something important happen in your city that deserves to be highlighted? That deserves you to look for a little more information so you have more communication repertoire? So you can arrive at an event and have something to talk about with people. So you can have a different point of view to add to that group conversation. So all of this will be possible if you seek it out, if you go after it. And an important point, don't just live off reading summaries, right? You see a headline in the newspaper and think you've already understood the whole article. Nowadays, we know that many times the headline is just to catch our attention and the article is actually really simple. There's nothing special about it, but the headlines, they really do grab people's attention. So don't be someone who only reads headlines. Try to read the articles, look for information a bit more deeply so you can talk about it when you're in a group among other people. And if you approve of the content of this video, want to become an elegant person, want to know more about etiquette, and would like others to learn more about this topic too, click on share and share this video with other people who might also enjoy this subject. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video a lot. It really helps. Let's spread etiquette to other people, and I'm counting on your support. Now, talking a little more about clothing and makeup, there are 2 points we need to consider is fundamental for an elegant woman. Isn't that right? For you to be seen as an elegant woman. The first one is to be well dressed. Many people, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, associate being well dressed with wearing designer clothes, luxury clothes, or brand name clothes, but it's not about that at all. This goes way beyond just being someone who wears designer clothes. It's about dressing appropriately. So when you go to a party, whether it's a children's party, an adult party, or a get-together with your friends at a bar, a restaurant, or a cafe, you dress with the place in mind. Showing other people clearly that that place is a priority for you. If you make this the center of your actions, it will make all the difference. You show in a clear way that that situation is a priority for you. People forget to show it. Sometimes that really is a priority for you, but you forget to demonstrate it through your actions, your behavior, and even your clothing. So don't forget to dress appropriately. For example, if you're going to a birthday party. I myself have a birthday party this weekend. Am I going to show up at the birthday party wearing workout clothes? No, because that would show, right, in a non-verbal way that the gym is more important to me than the birthday itself. So the person went there, spent money throwing that party, right, organized everything for the birthday and invited me. Nowadays, we really have to value invitations, because things actually have a cost. For you to be there as someone's guest, there's a cost. So if you don't appreciate it and show that you appreciate it, people won't understand that you actually value it, Don't be afraid to show people how you feel through nonverbal communication, whether it's through your clothing or even your behavior. So wear appropriate clothing. For example, is it a wedding? How should we dress for a wedding? Usually men wear suits, women wear dresses and heels. We know that nowadays things can change. There are beach weddings, farm weddings, and the attire can vary. So if you're unsure about the dress code, about what is appropriate to wear to the event you've been invited to, ask. Don't be afraid to ask whether it's the host or in the case of a wedding, you can reach out to the wedding planner. So make this a highlight in your daily life so you can have this understanding. And another point still on the topic of attire is makeup. Makeup will enhance your beauty. It will make you stand out, not in comparison to other people, but it will highlight your own beauty, right? Your gaze, your smile, makeup truly exists to present our best version. So there's nothing wrong with us using these tools that make the makeup shine and make us shine too. I know that sometimes you might not like to wear makeup or you don't wear it all the time, but nowadays we can already find makeup products on the market, even from national brands that have tinted sunscreen, a blush that you can apply really quickly. All of this is really to make our daily lives easier so we don't waste too much time. This will bring a different vibe to you and it will change the way people perceive you. And more than that, it's already been proven through studies that when you feel good, people see you in a different way. It's like something that comes from the inside out, So it's important to reinforce that. Another thing we can't forget to emphasize is that an elegant woman manages her time well. She's always prepared. She never goes to a party without a gift, for example, because she forgot to buy one. Something might have happened, but she never shows up somewhere without a gift because she didn't have time to buy it. The time management of an elegant, classy woman is very well handled by her. So it's a factor that if you don't pay attention to it, it's essential that you look for more assertive time management, in a more positive way. So it's interesting to think about that, okay? And having this time management also makes a big difference for you to see yourself as a more confident, more organized, more in control person, and even emotionally controlled as well. So it's your schedule that you organize regarding your times. I know I mentioned earlier about being punctual, but this also has a bit to do with time management, your activities, your commitments, not forgetting possible appointments. And all of this will make a big difference. And of course, an elegant woman also doesn't gossip, right? She avoids gossip and she doesn't promote it. I know that many times it's difficult and we end up talking about things we shouldn't and promoting this environment of gossip. But we need to remember that there are different types of gossip, right? types of rumors and some topics that we should pay a little more attention to. And that's why I've already made a video here on the channel talking about this topic. I'll leave it here on the side for you to watch, where I talk about this subject in a more exclusive way because it really needs a video dedicated just to it. So go ahead and click here on the side to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.